Hi YouTube, my name is Erin Anastasia, and today we're going to talk about my tic disorder once again. I have two videos about this topic. If you haven't watched them, feel free to check them out. I'll link them in the description below. So basically, yes, I have a tic disorder, and I've realized that my two videos on tic disorders have become my recently popular videos, and I understand why. There's not a lot of information about tic disorders that are lesser than Tourette's out there on the internet, so why not keep making videos about it? However, with that being said, this channel still will be and is primarily spoken word poetry and mental health. It just so happens that my tic disorder is triggered by my anxiety, so tic disorder videos will fit on this channel better than my personal channel, so that's why tic disorder videos will live here. Okay, with that being said, with that out of the way, let's do some frequently asked questions about my tics. So the first question I get asked is not about me, but about a person coming to me for medical advice. And I just want to say right now, I am not a doctor or a tic specialist in any way. I do not have any qualifications. I am barely knowledgeable about what I'm experiencing. So if you want someone to vent to, you want someone to talk to about the social aspects of having a tic disorder, how frustrating it is, anything like that, I am here for you. However, please do not message me and ask for a diagnosis. I am not capable of giving one. I will say, however, that a lot of people are coming to me and saying, oh my gosh, do I have Tourette's? I tic occasionally. And I can say with certainty that unless you have been experiencing both motor and vocal tics before age 18 for longer than a year, then you don't have Tourette's. So that's like the official diagnosis for Tourette's. If you have anything lesser than that degree, then you have a different tic disorder. So if you have a tic disorder or if you have Tourette's, you think like it's definitely nothing to freak out about. You're not gonna die. You don't need to immediately get on some sort of medication. It's just something that a lot of people deal with. So the most frequent question that I get asked is, what are my tics? Meaning like, which ones am I experiencing? So I said in the past that I did have a vocal tic, which was a bark scream thing that went like this. And fortunately, that is gone. It's gone. I don't have any vocal tics. What I do have in place of it is jaw clenching. So that is a newer tic. I also mentioned that I have the head jerk. That is still present. That was probably the first tic I have, and it hasn't gone away. The arm spaz, however, this thing looks like a dance move, that thankfully is gone. And also my snapping is still around. I'm still snapping, which is ironic because I'm a poet. I find it kind of funny that I'm just snapping in regular environments and not just at poetry slams. And then finally, my last new tic is full body or partial body clenching. So I do this, I clench my shoulders up like that, or if I'm in like a really, really bad tic episode, I will entire full body clench. So those are my tics. Next frequently asked question is, what does it feel like? And I think I came up with a pretty fair analogy. You feel like you just saw an insect on your desk or your counter or wherever you are, and when a normal person is startled by an insect, their reaction is to back up. To back up, go, whoa. That's what it feels like. It feels like my brain, all of a sudden, is reacting to something terrifying, even though there's nothing to be startled by. Well, there is actually something to be startled by. And that leads to the next question is, like, why do you tic? What causes it? So for me, it's two things. The first of them is when I feel overwhelmed by volume of work. So I mentioned this in my past video where when I was unemployed, my tics were gone. When I hang out with family and friends, my tics are gone. The most frequent place where my tics occur is at work because I am stressed at work and I feel overwhelmed at work. And then the second cause for my tic, and the more frequent cause for my tics, is my social anxiety. So, fun fact about me, I am the most extroverted person I know. And having an extroverted personality and social anxiety never really works out well. For example, I will be walking down the hallway, see someone walking toward me, say hello, wave to them, whatever it be, small, short social interaction, and then immediately after I round the corner, I replay what just happened inside my head and cringe so hard over it that I tic. This happens probably like 5 to 10 times throughout the day, which leads to the next frequently asked question is, how frequent are they? How often do you tic? It depends. As I said, when I was unemployed for several months, I didn't have a tic in sight. However, I just began a new job. It's a very stressful and overwhelming time, and at this moment, I tic probably 30 to 50 times a day. It is definitely something that I wish I didn't have to deal with, especially when I'm already overwhelmed. Now I have to worry about how people are viewing me. And then that conveniently leads to the next question, and that's, how do you deal with people watching you tic? At work at this point, I don't feel comfortable giving people like a whole spiel about, oh, I don't have Tourette's, but I have this tic disorder, but I haven't diagnosed it. But it happens when I'm stressed. I don't want to deal with that at this point. So I'm not talking about it, but I am open to my friends about it. I have no problem telling my friends. My friends are understanding, compassionate people, and I don't see any of my friends viewing me in a different way because of this. And then the last question that I get asked a lot is, how do I make it stop? I don't know. I'm sorry, I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. However, I do have some things that have helped me that maybe they will help you. So the first thing is gonna sound really cliche and unhelpful. Just breathe. I know, it's the worst advice you ever heard, but I've been trying it. I've just been trying to mentally get out of where I am. Just take a step back, just take a moment, maybe go to the bathroom, maybe eat a cookie, do what you need to do. Think about the reality of what you're feeling overwhelmed with. This is just one thing that I'm doing for 10 minutes in this one day, in this 1 week, in this month, in this year, and it's not that big of a deal, and if I do it great or if I do it meh, it's not really gonna have like a huge impact in my life overall, so like I don't need to be stressing so bad about it. So I could just like take a deep breath, come back to reality, figure out that like I'm okay, and then go back to what I'm doing. So that's my first tip. Take a step out, breathe, go back in. The next thing is music. I love music already. Music is a huge part of my life. I used to write music journalism. I go to concerts all the time. Music is so important to me, and I'm so delighted to find out that music helps my tics. So for repetitive tasks where I don't need intense focus, I will put music on, and it definitely helps shift my mindset, calm my mood. I remember I was at a poetry event and I was about to go on stage. And I was doing the tics really bad, and the person who went before me did a piano ballad. Just went on the piano, sung their heart out. It was breathtaking, and it calmed my soul, and my tics entirely disappeared, and I was able to go on stage and feel confident and not have to worry about ticking in front of a room full of like 50 people. So if you haven't tried music, I think it's worth a try. So that concludes my frequently asked questions about my tics video. Hopefully you learned something if you are experiencing tics yourself, or if you're not experiencing tics, hopefully it will give you a little bit of empathy if someone is physically spazzing out right before your very eyes. Not to judge them, not to think that they're a weirdo, just to accept that this is something they experience on a daily basis and they can't do anything about it, so you should just love them for who they are and get to know them anyway. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video!